Okay, so why don't we just go over to the Monster Hunter Rise demo then, because we just talked about what we play. Let's just go right into the Rise demo stuff. So who got a chance to download and play Monster Hunter Rise?
Yep,
I did.
I know Sean did, Click did, Evan did. I assume Nate did because he mentioned hitting something and exploding. MVG, you get a chance to download that?
Cool. No, I didn't check it out.
Okay. What about Jordan? You get a chance yet, dude? Play it? Okay. It is out now. I mean, you can do the demo. Demo will expire February 1st. Basically, once we get into February, it's just it goes away. You get 30 attempts, I believe, at solo play, but then the online multiplayer. Super short.
There's only like
going through it. There's technically 2. I mean, there's 4, but like 2 of them are tutorials that you have to go back to. So there's really 2. I think one of them, I think it's the intermediate one. You can just run around the world. Like you just pick it, and then you don't have to go after the monster. You can just do whatever you want. Technically,
well, you can do it. You can do it with both because it's the same map for each character.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can just run off and do whatever. But if you go and try to do, fight the, it doesn't take long to find the monster and then go through all of that. But what everyone think of it so far, because I think visually this is probably one of the best Switch games I've seen in terms of visuals. I would say this is up there with like a Breath of the Wild and like a Luigi's Mansion 3.
Yes,
Really?
I really think the RE engine. The RE engine looks fantastic on the Switch, and it almost makes me want to see other types of games from the RE engine on the Switch now to see what it's possible.
You got another one next month.
Yeah,
Ghouls.
Yeah,
right or
Ghosts and Goblins. RE engine.
Oh.
Yeah. I think that game's
you know what I need
for what it is. I think it's that one.
I mean, but
yeah.
I want to see something like I want to see like an RE2 or something.
It is going to be interesting going forward to see if they do release any other games cross-platform this way, so you can kind of compare to see if the RE engine actually works in that regard. To like
they have one.
Things.
They have one.
The
plan,
leak is true. Then there will be a pretty big game.
There will be a. I think it's being.
Was that Resident Evil?
Resident Evil Revelations 3. Mm-hmm. It's going to use RE engine. It will come to Switch, I believe. According to the leaks, it's timed exclusive for a few months before it comes to the other platforms.
I think they're going to reveal that.
I think it's late this year was the plan.
Oh,
I hope
so
it's
maybe it's
more like
or something.
I hope it's more like Revelations 1 than 2.
You know what? People talk about that quite a bit. Like when I said that I like Revelations 1, there are a lot of people that do like Revelations 2 after they put everything together. My only issue was the format of Revelations 2. Revelations 2, it was an episodic game. That was one of the bigger issues for me, at least. Like,
well, one was 2, but it didn't really necessarily feel episodic because you were doing 2 different sides of the coin. It was like you had your standard. That's the brilliance of the first Revelations is it feels like an old Resident Evil and a new Resident Evil because of the different scenarios.
Well, what I meant is like it was released episode.
Oh yeah.
It was released. Like Resident Evil Revelations 1 was it's like an episodic game, like within the game structure, but it was all released as one game. Whereas Resident Evil Revelations, like you get this part and then you gotta wait then you get this part, then you get this part, like this, and then they released it all together after everything, which I'm just not a fan of that episodic type of release schedule when it comes to games. But I still like Revelations 1 more though. I'm with you on that, Sean. I like Revelations 1 more. Maybe it's because of the characters you get to use.
I mean, it seemed like I had a better kind of story, and then Revelation, and I love Barry. Like Barry is one of my favorite characters ever, but I don't know, there was just too much weird shit in Revelations 2 that like I don't know, it just didn't feel. And it had that weird grainy filter throughout the whole game. And it's like, why would you do that? Like Revelations 1 looked Revelations 1 looked amazing on the 3DS. And it's like, when you make it HD and put it on the modern consoles, it looked great. But why are we talking about Resident Evil? I did see someone in the chat say Monster Hunter Rise is just 756p in docked, 540p in handheld. Have you played it? Like I played this shit on the 65-inch LG CX, and like yes, when playing Switch games, especially considering that I have been playing a lot of Xbox Series X stuff with NBA 2K21, which is one of the best looking games on the market right now, and Call of Duty. Like sometimes when you play Switch games on this TV, it's jarring, but I did not have any sort of jarring effect. I was sitting there like, holy shit, this looks really good, and I actually played it initially in handheld mode, and I was like, holy shit, this looks really good. Like there's none of when you're playing it in handheld mode, there's none of that Vaseline smear or anything like that. Like everything looks razor sharp and crisp, and on the TV, like I said, it's blown up to a 65-inch screen, and I still think it looks phenomenal.
I feel like the stylization of it though leans real, at least with this map, leans really heavy to like the grayish greens and the browns and like it. There really wasn't a lot of like visual.
I think the
pop in it.
environment. Yeah, the environment's very basic. I would even say at times. You look around, you're like, okay, that kind of makes sense why they're going that route. But I mean, they also had the snow level and stuff that we didn't technically have to play in like that. So.
That could be cool. But the main thing from the map, at least, was the water effects, like how the water actually textures out and moves. It looks really nice. The engine
and the
should
reflections
be great for
off
this.
the water too.
Yep. And then hey, if you get some sort of Switch revision this year, and it makes it look even better. There you go. People pick that up like crazy for Monster.
Yeah, I was watching one of the monsters like drink through the water, and the water effect, like while he was drinking, was really. I was like, oh, look at him. He's so scary, but so cute.
I think.
And then I killed him.
Yeah, it was. I mean, the RE engine is interesting to see on the Switch right now with a Monster Hunter game, and I maybe they'll continue using that going forward for the next big Monster Hunter World game.
Oh yeah,
that'll be that.
Cool it's definitely gonna be art. They're not gonna go back to that empty framework for the next.
They're getting a lot out of this engine. I will say that
it's
now
very
on all the
versatile.
platforms.
Like it's extremely versatile, and like someone just said, it's one of the best engines out, if not the best.
I would say, yeah. I mean, if you look at like Resident Evil Remake or 2 Remake and all of that, yeah, it looks amazing when you have it on like a big screen and all of that. So,
but I would also say like Capcom does a good job of actually making sure like when they launch their games, they're not broken to hell. You know, like you they're big games. You don't have like a lot of glitches and bugs in Capcom games. I mean, there might be some, but every single game that I've played on the RE engine, from Resident Evil 7 to RE2 Remake, Resident Evil 3, everything's been really good. And I haven't ran into like many issues at all playing Capcom's biggest games. Devil May Cry 5, they're all solid. There's not a lot of problems with any of them. So that's like, not only are they visually impressive and run great, but they also don't have any of the issues that you see like a lot of some of these newer games launch with too. So.